Lovely to meet you. AK versus AK again, all over again. The evergreen AK
and ARK, but same thing.
R nikal
He's
diya.
AK with the R rating.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
It's a good one. Yeah. He is actually with the R rating. Yeah. With all this stripping and all.
But
Love
talking,
making
I mean, everybody was saying that this is one show that has the most good-looking people. I mean, the good-looking people have proved that these good-looking people have a lot of act in them. पहले आपसे शुरू करते हैं, the youngest person, you know, I mean, you also given
absolutely.
that. Because आप भी senior की श्रेणी में आ गए हो, 14 साल complete हो गए हैं
Yeah,
industry.
I'm
Sorry.
so I'll give you some advice on how to go ahead.
But sir, congratulations. But how come you are just aging in reverse? Is what everyone wants to know.
What's the secret, sir?
What is the secret?
What's the secret?
Batao. The nation wants to know.
I think my secret is working with young, actors like Adi and young directors like Sandeep. Both are young, and there's Priyanka who's young, and there's Shobita. So obviously, they just keep me young.
Wow.
Yeah.
But for somebody who, back in the 80s, you were the ideal beta, sabka ladla, and there was a kind of, वो कहते हैं ना छवि बना ली थी. But now we are just seeing a role reversal. मौत का सौदागर. Is it liberating?
Yeah, but I know. I think I've been fortunate, to be honest with you, that filmmakers and directors and and studio heads are thinking of me for these kind of characters. So I think I must have done something right. You have to be very, very fortunate that you are offered such diverse roles in your career. So I think I'm very fortunate. Yeah.
Awesome. And Adi, you just are perfect as Shan, and it was like Tom Hiddleston and Aditya Roy Kapur का वैसे भी एक face off करना चाहिए हम लोगों को. Maybe we'll have a crossover soon. But it's something is that this character internalizes a lot. Was that in a way liberating for you as an actor, where you are actually like not emoting verbally, but
Right.
emoting, emotionally?
Yeah. I think that was a fun challenge. It was definitely challenging because I think a lot of what is going on inside, you want the audience to feel as well, because you don't want them to not be connected to Shan while the story is unfolding. I think the challenge was how much to show and how much to hide, and kind of balancing that was the tightrope that I think Sandeep and me constantly had to walk. But yes, it's definitely an internal character, but not like there's nothing going on. There's a lot that was going on inside, and it was all in the writing. So a fun challenge.
Wow. And Sandeep, how did you decide upon these two gentlemen? Because I personally can't think of a more befitting cast. But I mean, how did this come about? Like getting them, they're just so apt for the roles.
I'll say I can take very little credit for this. I think Anil sir is the only one where I started off by saying, who do you have an icon who feels like it's so difficult to take him down for anyone. If he's playing Shelly, he has to feel like वो अलग level पे है. Whoever's going to play Shan is going to find so difficult to dismount him, and it felt like Anil sir and the performer he is, and the stature that automatically, whether you like or not, it automatically comes in the back of your mind when you're watching him. So automatically it aids the storytelling. And the one who I think should take a lot of credit for really suggesting and then really backing for Shan should go to Anil sir, because
Wow.
yeah, he said, I remember all of us going to read the script to him, and he said, what are you taking for Shan? And we said, we're looking for somebody young. Of course, the part is like this. It has to be a David Goliath kind of part. And he immediately said, you should speak to Aditya. And he said, no, he's there on top of our minds. He said, no, but definitely, if you want, I can even pick up the phone on him. So he really had the instinct there, and I think he made us see Shan in a new way. And when I met Aditya, and I think Sridhar and me had gone to read it to Aditya, and the way he responded, I think what happens is, as a director, we are used to feeling that ये बंदा ऐसा होगा और उसका ऐसा demeanor होगा. But meeting Aditya and realizing that कुछ कहते ना कि एक morality center that he had for the character and for himself, and the way he was looking at the script and saying, I think this guy should speak less. These are golden things, which you feel that he understood the sur of the character, sur of the show that we were trying to make. So when you know that these are the you're both thinking of the same way, it became a absolutely easy call. And yeah, and then I think once we saw them together, all of them, not just both of them. I remember we had flown to Sri Lanka, and there was Shelley's villa, and it was everyone had flown in the morning, and I said, "Sham ko 5 baje, let's just get everyone together." And I just called everyone to sit on a sofa, and I saw them together. I felt like, gosh, this is it. This is Shelley's world, and this is Shan who's going to take them down.
Right.
I think a lot of luck, I'll say.
Yeah.
You can see a few characters, but in a few actors, but the actors also have to be hungry enough, and they have to see the vision, and they should want to do these parts. And
Absolutely.
I think genuinely, I feel the show and me, both of us are Destiny's Child right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Destiny's Child. But I want to ask, how was it between the two of you? Like Mr. Kapoor, they say when he comes on the set, is just like energy bursting, and well, so are you. What was it like between the two of you? Aap dono ka. How did the energy feed off between the two? AK and AK with an R, rated R.
Rated R. No, I think I was fortunate enough to work with someone Malang, so I think
Oh
we
yes,
had
of course. The tables have been turned.
a great
Of sorts.
time. Yeah, of sorts. So I think we had. I can started off from where we left off. I think we had already gone through so much work together that this one felt like a natural progression from there. I think. I got to see how Sir works and was already cued in from day one. So, so that was definitely an advantage that we had, right, Sandeep? That you felt like both Sir and me kind of were already kind of flowing. You didn't have to do any breaking of the ice or any of that stuff with us.
What is one thing about Mr. Kapoor that you want to tell people that no one knows? Something that you've observed about him?
Oh, something about Sir that no one knows.
A quirk or something about him.
Let me.
He's a sporty one. He takes jokes on the chin.
No. I mean, I genuinely try to think about what quirky things on set that Sir does. Nothing coming to mind. By the end of the interview, I'll think of something. Don't worry.
Sure. But Mr. Kapoor, it's just amazing about you the way you've constantly reinvented yourself. And I still go back to that conversation we had in 2009 when we were going to Bharatpur after Slumdog Millionaire, when you said that this has been just a new lease of life, and after that, is it liberating to take those risks which you earlier thought you wouldn't be able to take, and now you've immortalized Shelley, अब उसका जैसा खौफनाक इंसान कोई नहीं है.
Yeah, I think it was not Slumdog Millionaire. Obviously, Slumdog burst out on the planet, all over the planet. We all were very fortunate to be part of it. But I think the liberation, of mine as an actor started with my decision to do, to a certain extent, Tal, BV number 1, and then Welcome, No Entry, where matter of I remember when No Entry was pitched to me, and when we were putting the cast together, even BV number 1, they wanted me to play. I could have picked up any role, even for BV number 1 also, but I opted to do the other role, and I said this role, which is the so-called the leading man's role, I don't think so. I have done it. I want to do something which I have not done. So that, I think, that decision of mine, before the audience or the trade would take the decision that I should do the kind of transition, I did it within myself, and slowly and steadily liberated myself. So when I think that really helped me. So when Slumdog came to me, because I'd done all those things, so it was easier for me to step into that. That I was not offered the lead of Jamal's role, which is done by Dev Patel, or Salman's role in BV number 1, which was offered to me. And No Entry had the option because we were producing the films. I could have done any role, but when I picked up the phone and spoke to Salman, and as Salman I said, Salman, you pick the choice, you make the choice which role you want to do. And I said, this role of mine has got 50 days of work, this role has got about 12 days of work. And as for the other role. So including with Saif and with Salman, I gave them the choice. I said, you all do whatever you all want, and I just wanted this film to be made. I think that's the time when the liberation had taken place, in a way, in my mind. And I think that was a correct decision I took very early in my career. It's almost more than 2 decades now, which I've been slowly and steadily. I started approaching my career in a different way, where I don't take the entire responsibility of the film on my shoulder, but because I feel it's time for me to explore many roles, because this is what I always feel. I don't dream to become the biggest star of the world. I dream about different roles, different characters. These are the dreams which come to my mind.
Absolutely.
I don't dream of owning a yacht or a farm or some property in London. These are not my dreams. My dreams are different.
Absolutely.
And I'm just following my dreams of respectability and wanting to work all my life. So these decisions were taken that I want to work and feel good about myself and feel, because I want to do it for many, many more years. I just don't want to just
So you
do
will
it.
be working
and
alongside
I think that is the
Aditya's
secret.
schedule also.
I think that is the secret to the youth.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Genuine
Yeah.
zest for life.
Absolutely.
Genuinely being passionate and driven and interested and excited is what will keep you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you also, Aditya, 14 years, I know you were the brooding, the angsty lover boy. Who,
Yeah.
Before they could permanently stamp you with that,
Yeah.
you decided to give Malang and you did
Right.
Om and now you have
Right,
this.
right.
Has it been tough for you to break that mold?
No, I think with Malang, I was fortunate enough to do something that I was familiar with because it had a love story and all that, but it also had me doing the other side for the first time, which
Yeah.
was the action and building up a body. So I got a taste of it in that film. And that opened up, and sometimes as an actor, you do a certain role that unlocks a new part of your personality on screen.
Absolutely.
I remember when I first did Ashiki, I had been acting for 4 or 5 years before that already, but I had never romanced anyone on screen. So that was the first time I did it, and then I realized, okay, this is something I can do. So the same thing with Malang, I did that and I realized, okay, this is something I may be built for, something I have an aptitude for. Post which I said, okay, maybe I want to do a little bit more of this.
And absolutely, I remember Mohit coming to me, and because they started, it almost finished almost 60% of the film when I stepped into the film. And he showed me, Sandeep, the rushes and the songs and it really had transformed his entire physical appearance.
Right.
And I was taken, from that time onwards, I knew and I felt, I said, I should take advantage of Aditya Roy Kapur
Take it like that,
and extend my career.
The other way around, sir.
And I swear on God if I'm lying to you.
Wow.
I'm just saying. I said this is the, I have to be, sometimes it's the right time you have to be with the right actor.
Right, sir.
Absolutely.
What happens is you'll become such big stars, then you don't want to work with me.
Oh.
So I said पहले काम कर लो इनसे, बाद में इन लोग करें नहीं करें. तो मलंग के टाइम भी ऐसा हुआ. I saw the rushes, then I saw the entire one shot which you did.
Yeah.
And that really got me excited.
Yes.
And again, I said, I think I would, gain from you being in the night manager.
So
I I think that's the way I look at it. That you, with young filmmakers, young directors, young actors, I think I'm always on the lookout and I'm open to working, with and taking
New
the
blood.
risk. Yeah, risk.
yeah, take a risk.
Sometimes not going with someone which is tried and tested. Sometimes you do go wrong, but 90% of the time, God has been kind to me, and I've been blessed to be attached to the right actors and the right people who have helped me get into the 5th decade of my acting career.
Awesome, sir. But the thing is, both of you as actors have.
Sometimes it was the senior actors, when I started my career. If it was not because of, if I was not attached to Dilip Kumar Saab in Mashal or Karma or Shakti or, the filmmakers like Subhash Ghai, Yash Chopra and Javed Saab and then Nasiruddin Shah, they would not said yes, or leading ladies like Shri Devi, Padmini Kolhapuri, and I wouldn't be where I am today. So sometimes it's the when you start your career, it's the people who have a certain kind of, you know, they have a following, they have been accepted. And that's what I tell youngsters also. Sometimes when there is little on and off, like Salman also said, कि when I was little down, Sunny was doing well, so I did Jeet. चलो उसके कंधे पे मैं भी चल जाता हूँ यार. You know, and then the film becomes successful, and then you branch out on something else.
Right.
But you must be open. You can't be so closed.
Right, sir.
You know, you have to be very careful.
Yeah.
कर लेने का कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Career is not about 1 year and 2 years. No? It's about 40 and 50 years.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
don't be here. I
Too
me
rigid.
myself. Yeah, I me myself. It doesn't happen like that.
Yes, sir.
We all need to learn
You
that.
know, we have to keep that in mind.
जी.
तो वो कभी-कभी हो जाता है, तो कर लेने का कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. ये पिक्चर में तू अच्छा कर लेगा, नेक्स्ट पिक्चर में मैं अच्छा कर लूँगा.
Yeah.
तेरी
पर
इसकी
आजकल
ज़्यादा
ऐसा
तारीफ
कोई
होगी,
नहीं
क्या
सोचता.
फर्क पड़ता है यार?
सर आजकल
How
ऐसा
does it
कोई
matter?
नहीं सोचता है सर.
Right or wrong?
These are golden.
No, which they are, but as the super senior and senior, the industry is going
No,
through
I
a
want-
flux. What do you think is
I,
where are we going?
I want everybody to hear that. I want people to, you know, do it so that more films are made. You know?
Made, yeah.
Otherwise, what happens is everybody becoming so rigid that very few films are made.
So, इसलिए my
You know?
second question is, where are we going wrong? I'm asking both of you.
Nothing is going. Everything is going right.
Everything is fine.
For me, nothing is going wrong. Please
No,
don't
but
ask me
any
negative questions.
observation?
I don't believe in it.
Yeah, no, I
No,
think.
no, I'm just saying an observation. What do you feel should change within the industry for? I mean, you've made a fabulous show. Everybody is watching it. I saw people on the flight downloading and watching the show. Where do you think you're going wrong with the films and the content there?
The premise being we're going wrong, but like Sir said, I don't know. I don't know if I feel like we're going wrong really. I think we're doing the, you know, anyone who sets out to make a film does it with all the good intentions, absolutely inspired. So much work goes into it. So I don't think I have the skill set to be able to sit here and you know talk about where I think we are going wrong as an industry.
I think that should be a different panel. We don't belong to that panel.
Yeah, I'm not called to these panels.
We belong to the panel. हमको काम दो.
No, and talking about calm, did we see a crossover between them, a spyverse where you have Mr. Shan and Mr. Shelley, along with their counterparts from Night Manager, you know, Hugh Laurie and Tom Hiddleston.
I think Anil sir has taught me to say never.
Anil sir might just make that happen. You call up Hugh Laurie and saying, "Hey man, come on now."
Absolutely, you never know. I know. I think it's a great thought, and it has crossed the minds of the original makers too. And I hope they do something about it. These gentlemen are right here, you know, and they are extremely excited, as I said, about Kaam Do.
हम लोग
This will
ready.
be-
मैं तो
and this will be beautiful. Even for me as an audience, if I have to imagine that I have to see all four of them on screen together, it will be gorgeous. So I'm also equally manifesting it.
And lastly, I want to ask the two gentlemen, sir, I know I have heard you did a lot of research in reading how Hugh Laurie's character dressed up and all. And what about you? I know you said that you watched it as a fan, but then you were playing that character that you had admired. What was that like when it came to you? What were your inputs as fans and also as actors playing the part?
I think firstly you watch a performance that you think is great and you're just inspired. And the next thought is, how am I going to do it? Because
think of
that person
Aditya, you
seems so
feel is
right
Shan.
for that thing. You know, I think in this case, what I benefited from was that it had been adapted already. And when I read the scripts, they really felt like something different. You know, Sandeep had, the writers and Sridhar and all of them had done something to make it feel unique. While there was a great blueprint that one was taking a lot from and drawing a lot from, there was enough different material to make things different as well. Yeah, I think it's a glamorous show, and a lot of it was uniform for me. So I mean, we just had to figure out a couple of good uniforms, but the rest I think Anaita took care of. Always fun, yeah, to create a new character in a glamorous and fun space like this, which we kind of enjoyed for the most part.
How much are you like Shan? Anything of you that we see in Shan that's you?
Yeah, I think I'm punctual like Shan. Light it.
You're more punctual than him? Nobody can
No,
beat him.
that I can't claim. No.
So how much are you like Shelley Rumta?
I'm not at all like Shelley, except for the part of being a family person, loyal to his friends, loyal to his team, trusting people, gambling instinct, and of course, ambitious for my work. I'm ambitious for my work. I'm not ambitious for money or for power, but I'm ambitious for so what you do is whatever is, you translate that into the character and use it. Like it's called the sense memory. When we used to be in the acting class, so there are so many different tools
Ji.
as an actor which you use, and of reading, observing, watching, learning, voice modulation, and understanding. And of course, it came in the right age to me. I think I'm a year or two elder to you, Laurie, if I'm not mistaken. And I think he was younger when he did that role. And I think so, yeah. And I think it come at the same role. If it had come 10 years back to me, it wouldn't have been that easy. It just came at the right time. So I could understand all the, all the little nuances and the layers of this character. And of course, I've never met as Jules already said in his interview also, and I believe in it, that we've never come across the worst man in the world. I've not.
Beta.
Yeah,
he was the perfect man. जो मेरी जंग लड़ता था सबके लिए.
So so it was a lot to my imagination, and the work I put in, and then of course the team, Sandeep, to tell me if I'm, and I would send my voice notes and do my scenes and send it to Sridhar and send it to Sandeep. Is he sounding like Shelly? And I would perform the whole scenes again and again, and got the the tonal quality, the pitching of the character, because it's a very tricky character. I always tell when I'm working with films and all, when you're doing the supporting actor, or you're playing the central character, or you're playing the antagonist, it's slightly more tricky for a person who's always been a leading man. And the certain, you can't have the same kind of body language, you can't have the same kind of thing. So you need a certain person behind the camera to say, yeah, it works, it's working, it's working. To say, to okay the correct shot, and then when it goes in the edit, using the right shots, the right frame. If we have done any mistakes, overlapping, not using those shots and using someone else's shots, how you improve other people's performance and your performance also. So I think the entire team, the cameraman, the DOP, I think everything just fell in place where Night Manager is concerned. So I think I would give as whatever work I put in, but without the team, I would not be able to do it.
Absolutely, and I've managed to see the last 2 episodes, and people are going to see it's quite not what they had anticipated it to be. So thank you so much. जाते जाते आप दोनों ये बता दो, कौन सी आपकी फिल्म आपको लगता है आदित्य अगर अभी बने would be perfect to play that?
Mary Jung?
You've seen the film.
Where he plays the lawyer.
Yeah. You would be. I also thought Mary Jung.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's a role which you can carry very well. Yeah.
And which movie of his do you think you would want to recreate?
Which movie of Sir's?
Also, you would want to recreate if it was to be made.
I can't. I can't. When you watch Sir's scene, you can't imagine anyone else in those roles. Yeah, I really can't think of anything that I think I would do justice to the way Sir has. Nahin, it would be wrong.
Okay, but Mary Jung, yes,
I'll
if they
look at
make
that.
it, they have to cast Aditya. AK with R-rated AK. But thank you so much. Pleasure speaking to you all, and thank you for a wonderful show.
Thank
you.
And we are waiting for the crossover. AK with versus AK rated R.
Yes.